Hey all, it is Brian Rosen from BevStrat. How are you today? I'm proud to say that Ming River is with us. I'm not proud to say that Remy Quattro dropped out last minute. I called Bill. Bill said, "No problem, I'm in. I'll help. I'll do whatever you need to do. Let's talk about Ming River." So, as you know, this is our Meet the Whatever series that's been going on for a long time. And whatever can be the distiller, the winemaker, the supplier, the wholesaler, the customer. But we're going to meet Bill today from Ming River, who's a client of BevStrat, in full disclosure, in New York City, the epicenter of trouble currently. Bill, how are you?
Um, every day that I'm healthy and have a job is a good day. So today's a good day.
Good. Well, we got to let's aim higher. But yes, um, tell us about Ming River because it's really an interesting story that I don't think a lot of people know, but I think a lot of people should know.
Sure. So Ming River is a new expression. We launched this in the United States and Europe in 2018 from a very old distillery. So it's produced by a company called Luzhou Laojiao, who's been making baijiu, which refers to all traditional Chinese spirits, but they make a very specific style of it called Sichuan style or strong aroma baijiu, and they've been making it continuously there since the year 1573. So a continuous production going back over 400 years, making a product that's very, very well known in China. They're a billion with a B dollar business. They're actually the fourth most valuable spirits brand in the world, according to Brand Finance, but that's not saying much because all of the top four are Chinese. The only brand, according to Brand Finance, that makes the top five for spirits brands that's not a Chinese brand is Johnny Walker in fifth place. So they're a huge company. They're a very historic company. And they've been exporting their products for 20 or 30 years. But Ming River is the first attempt by Luzhou Laojiao and also the first attempt by any Chinese baijiu distillery to really market to non-ethnic audiences. So
Okay.
baijiu has been sold in Chinatowns around the world for a long time, but Ming River is the first time that a group of non-Chinese people have teamed up with a Chinese distillery specifically to take baijiu out of the ethnic market into the mainstream. So that's what we do.
Sure. So it's all new to Americans, right?
Mhm.
Um, how is it used in a sessionable activity? Is it best off premise or on premise? Is it best as a mixology, a piece of mixology? Talk a little bit about if I'm a an American that's not in the know, or just whoever not in the know on Baijiu, and it's top selling drink globally,
Yep.
but we're sheltered in the U.S. So how do I use it, and how does it play into my cocktail program?
Sure. So two main ways that we like to introduce baijiu. One is the very traditional way that it's consumed in China, which is always with food. So in China, they say that it's not a meal without alcohol. And when they're talking about alcohol, they're talking about baijiu, not
They say
about
that in
beer.
my house as well, by the way.
Yeah. So traditionally, baijiu is consumed in very, very small shot glass. I actually have one with me. It's about 10 milliliters. So they range anywhere from about 8 to 15. 10 ml or a third of an ounce
Hmm.
would be standard size. It's consumed in a series of toasts and shots during the course of the meal. And one thing to note is that each style of baijiu from different regions of China pairs quite well with the cuisines from those regions. And China is a very large and diverse country. It's like comparing China with all of Western Europe, where each country has different cuisines and different alcohols. So Ming River being a Sichuan style baijiu goes very well with Sichuan food. The sort of sweetness and fruitiness, one thing to know, there's no fruit or sugar of any kind in it. It's all coming from the fermentation process, but it is a sweeter, fruitier spirit, is a great balance to the spice and oil of Sichuan food. So I recommend everybody who likes Sichuan food to drink Ming River or another Sichuan style baijiu with it in the traditional way of small shots.
Yep.
But then also mixology, because it is this fruity, somewhat sweet, incredibly high ester spirit, it plays really well in tiki drinks that would normally be calling for funkier rums. So anything that's working with Jamaican pot still rums, or sometimes agricoles, split basting with Ming River is very exciting. It plays very well into that.
So I get the tiki piece. Can you also do like a baijiu and tonic?
So we do bijos and tonics. One thing to note with that is make sure you're using a good tonic like Thomas Henry or Fever Tree.
Or one of those.
Or I would not use gun tonic. So we have one drink also that's kind of in that wheelhouse called the General Ming. It's kind of a riff on an Americano with either sweet vermouth or an aperitivo. Actually, Bonanto, if you guys have access to that, it's a little tough to find, is beautiful, but sweet red vermouth will work as well. An ounce of that, an ounce of Ming River topped with tonic. But if you use gun tonic, it ruins it. It has to be one of the nice bottled ones.
Got it. So that makes perfect sense. I mean, fine spirit, fine tonic.
Yeah.
No longer are the days of Schweppes at $2.99 a six pack.
Yeah.
And so I know you're available in New York, all over New York. Where else are you available in the U.S.?
So New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Kansas, Missouri, and California. And we do have one place in Portland, Oregon called Danwei Canting, where Ming River is available. They special order it through the OLCC.
Got it. And how can someone who is not in those core markets, how can they pick up your brand? Is there a website or is there a mail order option?
They can wait about a week and a half, and we're going to have shopmingriver.com powered by Cask and Barrel Club out of Florida, and they can ship to all 50 states.
That's amazing.
That'll be live within the next 2 weeks. One note is that shipping to Alaska and Hawaii will be significantly more than to the rest of the country.
I like the disclaimer. For the Alaskans that are looking for Ming River, they're going to have to pay more.
They are. But for everybody else who's in the lower 48, it will be only $5 shipping on one bottle and free shipping if you get 2 bottles or more. And each bottle will come with 2 of these little baijiu glasses.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, good. Thank you, by the way, for filling in for us today on Meet the. And from a BevStrat perspective, we're selling the brand in New York City through Park Street, and we are having really good success up and down the island. It's not a drink that is ethnic. It's ethnic based, but not for an ethnic audience.
Exactly.
It can be for anyone. And when this whole shit show clears up of COVID, do look all over Midtown, Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, the island, Long Island, Montauk, all the way up for Ming River, because it will be there sooner than you think. So listen, man, thank you for coming on quickly.
Thank you for having me on.
Everyone is safe by you. I know we've got plenty of Ming River in our office here, so I happen to know what I'll be drinking in about 5 minutes. Thanks so much for being on the show. Appreciate it. Okay.